First on the tee, representing Europe, Nicolas Colsaerts.
Oh, great putt. Great putt. Well done, Nick Colsaerts. That'll settle him down. Outstanding performance by Nicolas Colsaerts this afternoon.
The first time I ever saw the Ryder Cup on TV, it was '91 at Kiwa. So I mean, I quickly understood this is actually quite cool. You know, it's not just a bunch of guys playing golf against one another. It's you know, it's a pretty big deal. And then I played 2 junior Ryder Cups, which got me to see it from up close in '97 and '99. So 2 different vibes. I told myself that I always wanted to play one when I was in '99. Somebody in my family passed away that week, and when I was there, and I kind of thought that, you know, one day I would play it for her.
That dream came true in 2012 when Nicolas was selected by Jose Maria Olazabal as a captain's pick for the Ryder Cup in Medinah.
I got a call Sunday night from Olazabal asking where I was, and I said, like, I'm actually 5 minutes drive, and he goes like, well, do you mind jumping in the car, or we'd like to see you? So I jumped in a cab, went to the hotel, and I was greeted by Jamie Spence in front of the hotel. Oh, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on, man, you know, spit it out. And so we walked up to a room where they were watching the golf in America, because there were still a few guys in America that could have made an impression, and we all sat down, and he told me that it was going to be a part of the team. So it was pretty cool. I mean, that hour in that room there with him was something I would remember a long time. I still have to apologize to my mom, because I got so caught up in it. I didn't even call her to say I was in the team, so she had to wait till the next morning to find out, and she didn't really like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is match number 4, a 4-ball match between the European team, represented by Lee Westwood, and Nicolas Colsaerts.
Playing with Westwood, I found was the best partner for me on that first day. But I remember just walking out of the locker room 15 minutes before we tee off, and he just walked on the putting green like, you know, nothing special was about to happen. So I actually went up to him and asked him, you know, how we're going to do with the first tee shot, if he was going to hit or I was going to hit it. He's like, yeah, well, I'll go if you want. I'm like, no, you know what, I'll go first and get it out of the way.
And a big moment this for Nicolas Colsaerts, the first ever Belgian to play in the Ryder Cup.
Basically, when you're over the ball, it's hit and pray, because everything shakes, knees, hands, and I didn't even see the ball. The ball was blurred. It was just this white little dot somewhere. So whatever you do, it's funny how in just like half a second, you have no control of whatever is happening in your body.
Good start from Colsaerts. His first Ryder Cup. Seems very relaxed and in control.
Up against Tiger Woods and Steve Stricker, it was going to take something special, and the rookie showed no sign of nerves, making this wonderful birdie at the 4th. Known for his big hitting, it was his putting which worked to such devastating effect, the Belgian draining a string of long putts. One at the 17th proved the match's defining moment.
Straight into the hole. Out, Nicolas Colsaerts. That putter has worked really well for him on this opening day. What a moment for him.
Colsaerts had made history, the best first round by a Ryder Cup rookie, with 8 birdies and an eagle as well. Despite that low scoring, it wasn't until this miss on 18 by Woods that the point was sealed for Europe.
Well, the performance of the afternoon, certainly for the European side, Nicolas Colsaerts, his Ryder Cup debut, round in 62, and he's the one who earned the point.
I didn't realize, you know, how big of a deal it was, because I was just in the zone, and you know, we all have professionals, these, you know, 3 or 4, 5 rounds that really stand out. And it's always a bit weird with this Ryder Cup stuff. They go, oh yeah, you've done this and done that. Yeah, but you don't really play for yourself. You play for the whole team. You're trying to make your contribution. You're trying to get points. I never really. Of course, it's nice to have a great debut like I've had, but I was just trying to help the others as much as they were trying to help the team. It's a bit like Navy SEALs, you know. I guess you don't leave anybody behind. You give 100% for the same goal that these 12 guys have there in that weight.
Halfway through the second day's play, things were not going well for Europe and their captain, with his team trailing badly. At that point on Saturday, Ian Poulter closed out his 4-ball match with 5 straight birdies, securing Europe and Olafable a vital point to take into Sunday's singles.
He was very emotional. He told us that he would happily change his 2 green jackets to be able to be on that first tee again and represent Europe. So when you've got somebody that tells you something like that, you're like, whoa, it's pretty heavy. So he was very emotional. He's a lovely guy. I mean, I've grew a special relationship leading up to the Ryder Cup, at the Ryder Cup and after the Ryder Cup. So I guess in all these captains, he would probably have to be the most emotional one. I mean, I was the first guy to actually lose my single. So I went through a lot of emotions that day, from feeling like I've let the team down to seeing how the last couple of games were evolving, and it went from this can happen to this is gonna happen to, oh my God, I mean, it still goes down to the last game on the last screen, like this can actually get away from us. So seeing Martin hold that last putt was, I mean, unbelievable. Like the pressure, you know, the atmosphere on that last hole was just so heavy and so intense. When Martin held it, it's just an explosion of like, oh, how well the guys played, to how happy everybody was for Ollie, to we're gonna keep the cup. No, we're actually winning it. So it was just a roller coaster ride of emotion that it's very hard to describe. I think the European side is pretty good at celebrating. I mean, it's basically leave the 18th green, somebody gives you a drink, and you have a drink in your hand until you pass out. It's just difficult to quantify, but most of the stuff we do week in, week out is boring compared to the Ryder Cup. I mean, it's something to go to one, watch it from outside the ropes. It's another thing to be part of the team, not playing, and then playing it is even deeper. It's by far the biggest roller coaster ride I've ever been on, by far.